Let's talk about what the word doctor means. The word doctor comes from a Latin word, which means to teach. Nowhere in the word is to prescribe. Because if you see a doctor as a provider or a prescriber of healthcare, which what everyone sees right now, you're missing the point of the entire reason why the doctor profession was created in the first place, is to teach. And to teach is to guide. And to guide is to lead. And to lead is to be a leader within the actual community.
The ancients knew something. These people were brilliant. They spent their lifetimes in teaching traditions, learning the ways of healing people. May not have the scientific rigor, but they may not have felt that was necessary. Their view was broader than the limited scientific method, pointed a way towards a more holistic understanding of healing that included a person, their environment, their relationships, their lifestyle. There was no separation of disease from the person.
It was through all these lenses and the philosophies that come from ancient traditions like Ayurveda, Chinese medicine, indigenous healing traditions, and learning the ways that they thought about the body, the way that they think about spirituality, the way that they think about emotional challenges and processes, allowed me to see things from different angles. And what you find when you study these ancient traditions from all around the world is that there's a common thread. And even though they're separated by thousands and thousands of miles, perhaps half the planet, there's a similarity, there's a commonality in the way that they view the human condition.
La medicina del Cambó dispara o sube el sistema inmunológico del cuerpo físico. Entonces eso ayuda a que todos los órganos empiecen a trabajar diferente, de forma más ligera, de forma más fuerte. Ayuda a limpiar cada parte de nuestro cuerpo, diferentes tipos de órganos. Ella como que exprime y hace así a todos los órganos, desde el cerebro a todo el cuerpo físico. Yo soy solo una guía, un canal, ¿verdad? Realmente el doctor es la medicina. El Cambó es el que hace todo el trabajo.
So I was born in China. My grandfather and my eldest uncle had the clinic together, and I remember people just lining up and being thankful. They're very much the leaders of the actual community. When I came to the US, I went through school and medical training. There was not really a focus on leadership, but more on, hey, how can we try to help this patient on their health? We're not taught to be their guides. We're taught to be their heroes.
The structure of a doctor-patient interaction that we're trained is, the first question might be, well, what brings you in today? Usually what brings a patient in is a problem. And at that point, the patient and the guide are at the mercy of a focus on something that is undesired. The more we focus on something that's undesired, the more it presents itself. But what happens when we ask, what can we celebrate today? First of all, my interaction, if I were a patient, I'd be like, what do you mean? What are we celebrating? My toe hurts. Fix it. Well, on the guide side, first of all, I don't see my role as somebody who's going to fix your toe. We can work together. I'd love to work together. Let's figure out how we can work together.
We let go of any identification and we rest without the need to go anywhere or becoming anything. Rest in the sensations of your physical body, the awareness of those sensations. Find yourself at home in that awareness of the present moment.
There's a verse in the Yoga Sutras, which is one of the core documents of the yoga tradition, that sage Patanjali wrote 3,000 years ago. Yogas chitta vritti nirodha, which translates in English to yoga is cessation or control of the thought waves. The whole point of life is not to be overcome with these thought waves that are going through our head and knocking us over and sending us into wormholes and causing so much drama in our lives. What's more important is that silence is where we find the highest definition of mental sanity. And in learning how to bring our minds to that silence, we win.
And we can't live the way we used to, but we can still hold on to these wisdoms. We can still carry these forward. There's a real opportunity to bring forth in what's an ancient prophecy known as the condor and the eagle, this heart medicine, this intuitive medicine, this feminine way of living, with the ego, which is the mind, and the masculine. When these two come together, it gives birth to a new form of humanity.
You can bend your knees here a little bit, you know? Yoga is not about pushing you into anything, but making you aware of everything. Yoga is about knowing yourself and accepting the limits and boundaries of your body and working with them, understanding your own configuration that is unique.
If we only focus on health and healthcare outcomes of a patient, we're missing the bigger picture. We're missing the fact that we, as doctors, have an opportunity to be our patients' guides in the life journey. But to do that, we have to start from a fundamental basis of spirituality, which is we have to be our own heroes on our own journey so we can create that guidance pattern. Another challenge I have for you is to speak like a guide. There's only 3 rules to speaking like a guide. That's it. 1, we don't use the J word, just. I'm just doing this, just saying that, just saying, no J word. Number 2, the N word. Don't say the N word. What do you think the N word is? Need. We don't say just, we don't say need. And if someone says just need, I'm gonna go crazy. I just need to blah, blah, blah. That is not how a guide speaks ever, 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 ever. And the 3rd rule is to use the word want. Want. I just need to take a nap. No, I want to take a nap. All right, for the entire rest of the trip, y'all have to make sure you keep each other accountable. If you hear from me, if you hear the word need from anybody, no, just use the word want. It's okay, because the energy is different. Just is submitting to something. It's oh, I'm not good enough, and there's guilt and shit like that, right? Oh, I need to. Why would anyone need anything other than food, water, and shelter?
There are so many different ways our personalities can be. There are so many different stories and experiences that we have, beliefs and traumas that we've gone through. But at our core, it's very simple. All of us have experienced to a degree the internal state and emotion that somebody has experienced before. That's something that ancient wisdom brings us to and grounds us in, is in shared experience, not necessarily of story, not necessarily of belief, but shared experience.
This one came from Savegre mountain, hour and a half from here. And it's totally organic. It's nothing added on. It's not like chemicals or colorants. It's just what it is. And this one is already activated with 42 minerals.
We want to put the patient as the hero of their own story. And all we do is provide the tools. If the patients want to utilize those tools, then great. If they're not ready, they're not ready. And that's okay, but that's part of being a leader.
In my view, the game is to first bring a person some peace, to calm their mind, to give them hope, to show them that there's a way forward. Then we teach them mindfulness. And once they've learned some of those skill sets, we're then able, in parallels, to stabilize their lifestyle and to get them to live well and be well. And what I have found over these years is once those things are attained, there's a certain peace that comes over people and a different way of moving through the world. And if you can hold them in that state long enough, say a year, the memories of what they used to be and how they used to suffer start to soften and to start to give way.
I love the process. I love seeing the suffering turn into this unbelievable joy. And there's an emergent property. And this is what's beautiful about the healing process, is that given the right conditions, healing just happens. It's not something we have to force. It's not something anybody has to do. And as we come to the other side, and we can look back and go, look at all the gifts I've been given along the way. Here I am. This is the hero's journey, right? Now I can tell this story. I can help others. Now I become the wise one. And this is the gift that we all have to share when we have the courage to walk through this process.